There are 13 unlockable figurines in Animal Well. After obtaining them, each is prominently displayed on shelves inside the endgame living room, permanently across each of your saves. I.e., you unlock it in one save and it'll still be there if you play through again on another save slot. 6 of these are unlocked by speedrunning, and the rest are unlocked through a variety of puzzles or challenges. Today I'm going to show you how to acquire all of these, even the 2 that were data mined. So far, the community has no idea how to access these 2 legitimately, and that's the reason why this video didn't come out a couple months ago. I was trying myself and then waiting for somebody else out there to figure it out, but nobody has. So I've been debating whether or not I even wanted to include them in this video, because one of them does spoil something very big that might be a part of the upcoming physical collector's edition. But I've decided that I am going to include them. They'll be at the very end of the video though, with plenty of warning beforehand. So it's up to you whether or not you want to spoil those for yourselves, or wait until more is known about how to access them legitimately. So yes, there will be extreme spoilers throughout this entire video, though it is broken into time-stamped chapters in order for you to avoid any that you want to avoid. Anyway, let's begin with the 6 speedrunning figurines. After the first ending, you'll finally come face to face with the source of that hourly chime. The cuckoo clock. In this structure, there are 3 large doors, each with a 3-digit counter on top. If you use the UV lamp here, then you'll see 3 hidden numbers above the doors: 90, 300, and 30. That is the amount of time in minutes you have to get here before the door closes, locking you out from acquiring a figurine. So, 5 hours for the first one, an hour and a half for the second, and for the last, you need to be here within a half hour. It can be pretty tight unless you really know the game, but keep in mind that you don't need any eggs at all to get here. So if you're just trying to get these 3 figurines, don't waste your time with any of those extra puzzles. Just run straight through the game, finding the 4 flames, and then opening the path to the end game area to get here. Doing so will net you the incense burner for getting here within 90 minutes, the owl figurine for getting here within 300 minutes, and the cat figurine for getting here within 30 minutes. After reaching the Bunny Island after the 100% ending and venturing across the platforms beneath it, you'll find a cave containing another cuckoo clock. Yup, it's time to speedrun the 100% ending of the game. In order to acquire the 3 figurines here, you need to reach this room within 420 minutes, 240 minutes, and 90 minutes. Or 7 hours, 4 hours, and 1.5 hours. Successfully accomplishing this will allow you to obtain the donkey figurine for 90 minutes, the decorative rabbit figurine for 240 minutes, and the fish figurine for 420 minutes. Easy. Nothing to it. You're probably like, okay, dude, like what? How do I do this? It's actually a lot easier than you might think, because you don't actually need to 100% the game to get here. All you need is 8 eggs, so I'm going to show you now how to obtain 8 of the easiest to obtain eggs at the beginning of the game. Beginning with the clover egg, and then now we jump up here for the gorgeous egg. And then in here, right below the egg room for the virtual egg, and then close to the start of the fish biome, past this column of bubbles, we have the normal egg. Then, after the first encounter with the seahorse and obtaining the bubble wand, you can jump up here to get the ancient egg. And then in this next room, you could either go the normal way from the right to the left, or you could just jump right up there. And then in the top left corner, we have the dazzle egg. And then at the top of that column of bubbles, we enter the room on the left, and there's this little puzzle in here that you can actually skip most of now, or half of, since you have the bubble wand, and you can just jump up there, hit that button, run across the bottom here to the right, hit this button, and then we just gotta jump across to this chest right here with the mystic egg. And then back here in the main room, we're just gonna bubble jump up past the screen transition, and then it's right here in this left alcove the holiday egg. And now, if you need help finding those eggs, I actually marked them on this map right here, 1 through 8. These are pretty much the 8 easiest and fastest eggs to obtain without any crazy speedrunning techniques. Alright, now, with all 8 eggs obtained, we're just gonna bubble jump over the wall over here, and then enter the egg room, where we're going to progress through this door that now opens because we got the 8 eggs, so we can get the flute, which is one of 2 more items that we need. The flute is going to allow us to wrong warp. Alright, so for this trick, the bubble warp, from the teleporter hub room, open all the mouths you can, then go through the bottom left mouth back to the beginning area, past your flower bud that you wake up in. Now, stand on this top step, blow a bubble to the left, and then stand half on the bubble, half off the bubble on solid ground. Play the first 7 notes of the teleporter hub song, right, right, left, left, down, down, up. And then you want to pause the game when the bubble is in its default animation state, so a perfectly round bubble, just like this. And now you quickly unpause and play that last note up to teleport here to the cat room, where we can now play the cat's song that it normally sings after we rescue all of its kittens, but we're not rescuing its kittens. You can just play that song yourself. The notes are on screen. Take your time. After playing the entire song, the cage door opens, allowing you access to the wheel, which is the last item we're going to need for this process. Oh, and for doing this, we also get the Unicode symbols for another endgame secret, which we're not going to talk about in this video, but maybe take a screenshot of this if you don't know what it is. Now, inside the wheel, we go to where we find the disc. You can either return the disc or grab the disc. Just interacting with the dog shrine back there will allow you to actually jump outside of the wheel. Whatever you do, don't switch back to the wheel. Switch to your bubble wand and bubble jump up here to the next room. Continue to the left. This will probably be closed for you right here, but just the important thing, bubble jump up here to this corner. Right here, pause the game, select the wheel, close your inventory, and then open it again immediately afterwards. If you've done it correctly, you should see your eyes open. If they're closed, that means your timing was just a little bit off. But as you can see, we are now in the ending room of the game. We actually wrong warped here. So you could just jump on the detonator, get the credits, and then once the credits end, grab the key, open the door to the house, and then run over to the cuckoo clock. So that was one method for obtaining these 3 figurines. You should be able to get here in 10 minutes. But now I'm going to show you another method for obtaining the 100% ending figurines. But it also allows you to backtrack and get these 3 figurines. Alright, for this one, at the disc shrine, get inside your wheel, grab the disc, put the disc back, and jump over to the right. And now we're going to perform another wheel warp on the very next room after waiting 7 seconds exactly. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, go. Alright, I was a little bit off here. This is the screen you want to be on, but your timing is very important. As you can see, I am floating in the wheel right above solid ground. That's a really bad place to be, because if I touch that ground, then the game is going to save my position there, and we don't want that. We want to land actually in the water or on these breakable glass blocks. But if you mess up and you warp to the wrong spot here, then you can always just play the flute and teleport back to the hub or the central well room and then try again. Also, there's a telephone really close to the disc shrine up and to the left in that next room, so you can always just save your game and practice this. Anyway, I lucked out and got flung upwards, so I landed right on one of these glass blocks, and then just bubble jump over into the water. Your position is not saved, so you'll teleport right here outside of the dog biome, go back to the disc shrine, get inside your wheel, grab the disc, return the disc, and then your bubble wand should be selected automatically. So just bubble jump up here to this next room. We're gonna hide behind the corner over here, and then right when the moving platform passes this spike in the background, we wanna open our inventory and switch to the wheel at the same time. So on a PS5 controller, you wanna press triangle and R1 at exactly the same time in order to teleport here in this room beyond the manticore door. And then importantly, you wanna stand here in this lower left corner. Otherwise, the manticore is not gonna follow you all the way here. It's gonna get stuck. If you see any of its limbs poking through the wall, you know you succeeded. Otherwise, just wait like 10 seconds or so. Then all you gotta do is just select your flute and then play The Manticore is going to open its mouth and you can jump right in to get that second ending and then very quickly access the second cuckoo clock and all three of those other figurines. Of course, this shows you that you can actually use that first Manticore to access the second ending. If you personally do not want to glitch at all, or you're just having trouble figuring out how to do these wrong warps, you do not need 64 eggs or the 65th egg to get the second Manticore to access space. It's totally unnecessary. So if you know how to get 32 eggs, we already have 8 of them in this route in only a few minutes, within an hour and a half, that'll allow you to get the top, which will allow you to get the wheel, and then you just gotta track down the kangaroo in all of its locations to get each piece of the kangaroo medal to access the kangaroo room, to get the bouncy ball, to open this door. I leave that choice up to you. I just wanted to present to you these options. And now finally, with all the speedrunning figurines out of the way, let's move on to the other figurines. By digging under the ground at the top right corner of the central shaft of the well, you can find the Tamagotchi, which you can then jump inside of to obtain the Pedometer, which keeps track of all of your steps throughout the well. With a visible counter you can turn on in the options, which I do recommend doing when you're trying to get these 2 figurines, because the chests containing the figurines are blocked off behind the wall after 10,000 and then 20,000 steps. If you're already over 20,000 steps, then you're gonna have to wait until you walk 100,000 steps, because at that point the step counter will roll back over again to 0, allowing you to then collect these 2 figurines. The Peacock figurine and the Otter figurine. This next one involves solving probably the coolest puzzle in the entire game, in my opinion. So if you don't want that completely spoiled for you within the next 15 seconds, then please skip to the next chapter. If you have no idea what I mean when I say eggs, then consider skipping this one for now. Anyway, there's your warning. Let's go. First, solve the egg puzzle to get the office key, to unlock the office door, to gain access to the computer, to get the Origami song, right, up, left, down, which, when played, allows you to unlock the Origami figurine, and a secret bunny. But if you don't have a working printer hooked up to your PC, or you're not even on PC or on console, then literally scanning this grass as a barcode will give you that same song. Right, up, left, down. Playing it here will open a trapdoor in the ground, revealing a spacious burrow. And if you didn't get the bunny from the computer, then that same bunny will be here instead, as well as a chest containing the Mama Cha figurine. What is a Mama Cha? I don't know. Is it a dog or a couch? Back in the year and a half before release, there was a series of very cool ARG puzzles run. One of these, my personal favorite, was solved by figuring out the chord progression of Pachelbel's canon. Which is 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 4, 5. Just as those numbers were input into the website to solve that puzzle, so too could those numbers be played as notes on the flute. To unlock the duck figurine, which honestly was a nice heartwarming nod to those of us who were around back then, helping to solve all these puzzles together. And if you're interested in learning more about that, about these ARG puzzles and the formation of the community in the very beginning, how they marketed the game and let us all know what type of game it was going to be without actually really revealing anything about the game itself, I was around back then, and I made these 2 videos that I'll link down below in the comments as well, going over all of the ARG puzzles if you're interested in learning about all that. Anyway. He's just demolishing it. These next two aren't figurines per se, but they do count as similar unlockables. For the first one, if you're able to get through the entire game without a single death, at least up to the first ending anyway, then you'll notice there are no skulls blocking your path to the lower chest in this room. And opening that chest rewards you with the souvenir cup, which, as you can see, is also displayed in your room just like one of the figurines. For the second one, as you might be able to see on the map, there's actually a path further to the left. Make sure you jump through the wall here to access the pink telephone, which, if you also do not save a single time during your run, you can actually pick up. As you can see, it even shows up next to the pedometer and the stopwatch on the load game screen, oddly enough. And from this moment on, every single telephone in your entire game will be pink across all of your saves. Keep in mind that in order to unlock the pink telephone, you need to do both a deathless and saveless run. Because if you save even one time and you access the pink telephone in this room, you're not going to be able to pick it up. It's just going to tell you how many times you saved. If this is a flag that helps you unlock something further, we do not yet know. It is curious, though. Alright, we finally get to the last two figurines, and here's that gigantic warning that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. The rest of this video concerns purely, strictly data mined content. So I'm letting you know, nobody knows how to access these legitimately, and one of them is pretty huge. Both of these might have something to do with the physical collector's edition of the game coming out probably in January. Alright, I think that was a long enough warning. Remember, even people reverse engineering the game have no idea how to legitimately access this. It's huge. All right, let's go. This first one is just a figurine song. Diagonally upright, down, up, left, diagonally down right, right, down, right. We'll unlock the giraffe figurine. Again, nobody knows what this song means, how we're supposed to figure it out. It was simply found by reverse engineering the game's engine. Alright, prepare yourselves, guys. This one is not just the figurine, but an entire separate room of the game, inaccessible except via a data mined song. And I'm going to tell you that song and the other song that's required in order for you to get inside here, without flight of course, to obtain the rabbit's figurine, the final unlockable figurine. Now, I'm not going to show you the entirety of this room. I want to save that for the video on the collector's edition when I get mine in January, because I'm almost positive that that's how we're supposed to be able to access this. But this room is filled with a very interesting puzzle that nobody has solved yet. Like, nobody knows. So I don't want to spoil that for you in this video. If you decide to teleport into here, you can see it for yourselves. But I will show a little bit of it. In order to teleport in, you need to play the data mined song diagonally down right, diagonally down left, diagonally up left, left, up, diagonally up left. And as you can see, it's quite an interesting room. Of course, without the ability to turn into a moth and fly, unlocked by solving the BDT puzzle after freeing all the bunnies, which I detailed in my bunnies video, you have to play a data mined song to access the figurine. Diagonally down right, right, diagonally down left, down, diagonally up right, up, left, diagonally up left, which of course teleports you right inside the box, where you can then open the chest. Anyway, guys, those are all of the unlockable figurines in Animal Well. As for that last room, I 100% will be making a video on it as soon as we learn how to access it legitimately, whether that be soon or after all of us receive our collector's editions, which, again, those are supposed to ship out in January, so we might need to wait until then. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope that this video helped, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day, and happy well dwelling.